So Tyson Fury takes on Otto Wallin or Wallin, however you want to pronounce it, tomorrow night in Vegas. I did say when this fight was first announced that I would have a look at Otto Wallin's fights before making a judgment on him and before, throwing this whole event under the bus or not. And since that time, I have gone on YouTube and I've tried to watch a couple Otto Wallin fights, but truth be told, people, I couldn't get through even one of them because they were so horrendously dull. I was almost bored to death. I couldn't get through an Otto Wallin fight, and some of them weren't even particularly long fights. He has a very, very ordinary style. That's the best way to describe it. Very ordinary, very stereotypically European style. Just straight up and down, no special effects. That's how Floyd Mayweather would describe it. He actually reminds me a little bit of a Russian heavyweight fringe contender, really, or, you might call him a contender at one stage, from the 1990s called, Alexander Zolkin. I nearly forgot his name. Yeah, Alexander Zolkin. He was very much like Otto Wallin. He was a southpaw. He was literally the same height as Wallin, almost identical stylistically in terms of speed and movement. He was almost exactly like Wallin. The only thing is, Zolkin was very durable. He was a very, very tough guy. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I remember him fighting Henry Akinwande on the undercard of Mike Tyson versus Holyfield, the first fight. And Akinwande gave him an absolutely horrific beating. And Zolkin just took it, and Akinwande kept hitting Zolkin with right hands on his forehead. It's one of the few times when you'll see a guy's whole forehead swell up. He looked like a Klingon from Star Trek by the end of the fight. That's how much his forehead had swollen up. It's very rare you see a guy's forehead swell up like that. But yeah, Zolkin, he kept his chin down, and Akinwande kept hitting him on the forehead, and it was swelling, and Akinwande kept hitting him on the swelling with the right hands. And by the end of the fight, it was horrendous, Zolkin's forehead. But yeah, he was a real tough guy, Alexander Zolkin, and his I think the referee stopped the fight actually because the swelling was so bad. I think he was cut as well. The doctor, stopped the fight or advised the referee to stop the fight. But he was real tough. Remains to be seen if Otto Wallin has got that kind of toughness in him. Now, from what I have seen of Wallin in his fights, his body language, the way he talks, he appears to be a lot more confident in himself than Tom Schwarz, and he appears to be better than Schwarz, for whatever that's worth. Okay, not hard to be better than Schwarz, people. So he appears to be a step up from Schwarz, but there's nothing I've seen of him that would lead me to believe Tyson Fury is going to have any issues at all. I think Tyson Fury would have to take outrageous liberties in this fight in order to give Otto Wallin any chance at all. And he has taken outrageous liberties in the past, right? Against Steve Cunningham, he took outrageous liberties, got clipped, got dropped. Same thing when he fought Nevin Pikage. That guy only had about 5 KOs in 20 fights or something, and he dropped Fury heavily. So Fury doesn't have an iron jaw, people, if he's taking outrageous liberties and having absolutely no respect for Otto Wallin at all, to the point where he's just willing to, let his chin hang out to dry right in front of Wallin. He could get clipped and something could happen. But barring that, this should be an easy night's work for Tyson Fury, a very easy night's work. And it's all just a matter of how mentally and physically tough Otto Wallin is, how long he can last. That's the only question. Because as we know, Tom Schwarz didn't last long. Fury opened up on him and that's all she wrote. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Those of you who are betting on the fight, if you think it's even bettable, I guess rounds betting might be bettable, but you're certainly not going to be betting on Tyson Fury to win. That's a pointless exercise. Unless you're going to bet a huge amount of money. But rounds betting, How many rounds you guys reckon this one is going to go? 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5? Is Wallin tough enough to go the distance? Tyson Fury is in a much better place now than he was, 12 months ago, whatever it was, when he fought Pianeta. Yeah, he's got a lot more energy now. I'm sure he's hitting harder now. He's faster now and sharper than he was against Pianeta. So, yeah, we'll see. That's my assessment, people. Again, I tried to watch a couple Otto Wallin fights, but seriously, I'm not being facetious here. I couldn't sit through the fight. It was too dull. It was too much like watching Euro bums. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but seriously, it was, and I'm not calling Otto Wallin a bum, by the way, but he's a dull fighter. He's got a dull style, no special effects at all. Didn't seem to be a particularly concussive puncher. There's no real speed there. There's no fluidity. Quite rigid. Not even very physically imposing on most of his opponents. Just very, very dull. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Tyson Fury versus Otto Wallin, this 12-round heavyweight non-title fight. Let me know, people. Sam and I'm out.